Welcome back to Coffee and Chaos. Wait, we started, right?
We did start.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I was like, what just happened? Okay. So we have a special co-host. She's here today to help me out.
Or at least she's in the co-host seat.
I know.
Ooh.
Well, Stephanie's going through some things with her papa, some medical issues, and she's going to get those resolved and be back in a few weeks.
And we wish her the best.
Yes.
She has all our love.
Yes, and we were definitely praying for her. I'm going to miss her laughter for sure. So, and then we brought you two back.
Yeah, thanks.
How are you guys?
Good.
For those of you that don't know, we
Hello.
brought Felipe and Suzanne back. They were our online dating crew,
Ah.
and that's why we brought the youngster in today, because we're gonna go. It's February, the month of love. Even though my poor black heart. We're gonna catch up with you guys, and then we have a lot of questions for you. Solomon, how are you, real quick?
I'm great. It's been a long day. It's been a rainy day today.
It is very rainy and cold here in Southern California, which is more rain than we're used to.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of. I'm usually actually a huge fan of rain, but now I'm like, okay, we're done. I'm over it.
Had enough, right?
Yeah. But yesterday, so Lexi is part of our Sunday crew, our family crew that comes over. So she brings her kids, and they were outside playing like they don't care.
They don't at all.
Yeah. They take I have a big bin. It's the arts and crafts bin, we call it. They make me get out of the garage, but some of the drawings yesterday, I was like, who drew this gun? There was other paraphernalia stuff.
What, it looked pretty realistic?
It was very realistic, but I was like, you're all 13. Why are you drawing this stuff? So we had fun. So let's catch up real quick. Lexi, you're single.
I am.
Single mama, you have 3 boys.
3 boys.
I'm so surprised and happy, though, that you don't have a girl.
Me too. But you know what's funny is every man that I've dated that have kids all have daughters. Have all had daughters. For some reason, I've never dated a man with a son.
And that's an issue when you date, which you can chime in, men that have daughters and women that have boys, because there's always the jealousy factor on one way or the other. So, like for you, I think Dom is going to be your biggest.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. So we all know Seth is mine. Like, Lorraine don't care who I marry. But yeah. And so does your daughter ever?
I have never introduced anyone to my daughters.
Does she? Wait, you don't have boys? You have all
I have
daughters?
2 girls.
Okay, that's right. Now,
Yeah.
do they know you date?
Yeah, I don't talk to them
Because they're
about that.
younger, right?
They tell me now. They'll say like, "Hey, Daddy, you should get a girlfriend." I'm like, "Yeah,
How old are they?
They're 9 and 10.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Still
wow.
young.
So-
Still young.
And
Yeah,
it's
they're-
fun until you get one and she comes around and then
Yeah.
that's my daddy.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Their mom has a boyfriend, and they seem to be okay with that.
Because
but,
she's
but that's a different energy. Right?
yeah, it's a total. I tell people that all the time. Okay.
Yeah.
So you two are single.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing the online dating thing. You were actually dating somebody last time we talked to you.
Yeah, I was kind of starting to see somebody. Yeah, and it kind of went through its cycle.
But you didn't meet her online, if I remember correctly.
No, I didn't. I met her out with some friends.
Yeah, organically, right?
Yeah.
And then it just didn't
So
work
that's
out.
kind of like my thing right now. So most of my friends are married or they got things going on. So they'll invite me. We'll finally get together like maybe every 3 months.
Yeah.
So I'll go out with them every 3 months. I'll meet someone or maybe get a couple phone numbers, and then try to see what happens there. And then that kind of fizzles out. And then I'm back to the online dating until like my friends go out again. And then, so it's kind of like, because it's hard for them to get away because they're all
Yeah.
married or they got things going on with their kids, and
Yeah.
it's like so by the time we, it's like every quarter.
Yeah. And what about you?
I put myself on another dating site, and
Wait, are we naming dating sites or no?
I think we should.
I'm on
Let's give 'em some
Plenty of
honest
Fish. I'm
reviews.
on Bumble, and I just put myself on what's it called?
Hinge.
Hinge. There you go, Hinge.
Ah.
And they want to date me. I don't want to date them. I want to date them. They don't want to date me.
But
Or
isn't
they're
that
not-
life?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm used to it. I've been single for 12 years, so a lot of people saying that I'm too I can't even think of the word.
Picky?
now.
Like
Too
stuck in
picky.
your ways,
Picky?
picky,
Question?
what?
I'm too picky. But
Yeah.
it's like
And yes, you can ask a question.
Because I was just wondering, because you said you've been single for 12 years. Do you think in that 12 years, like each year that passes, does your dating net get bigger because you're like, okay, I want to find somebody, or does it get smaller because now you're just like, I'm over this?
Well, um,
I'd say smaller. I know.
well, the first 6 years of that being single, I had to work on myself a lot, and I hadn't started
Mm-hmm.
until 6 years ago is when I changed the way I was living and actually bettering myself. So,
So would you say then you're really single just really 6 years? Even though you've been single 12 years, like you said, you had to work on yourself for those 6, and then you got to
I mean, I was still really single.
was-
Yeah.
I was
okay.
still really
Okay.
single.
Okay.
I was still really
Well-
single for
Well,
the
I don't know
6
if
years.
single means you're not getting any, or like just because you're single doesn't
Well,
mean
it's
you're
once
not
in a
getting
while,
any.
you know, you still see
See?
the ex-boyfriend now and then,
See?
but not, you know.
Yeah.
But
being single, that's just a dry spell.
yeah.
Oh,
Well-
okay.
Well, then I'm on a 5-year dry spell right now.
Whoa.
All right.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm
So-
single.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm
so
single right now.
So
yeah.
is it get smaller like she asked or bigger?
Does it what?
Wow, that was
Does-
your dating pool.
Does it get smaller as the years go by, or bigger as the years go by?
Does what gets
Your-
smaller?
the
bigger? 'Cause
dating
My
pool.
mind's
Your-
going
your-
right now.
Your dating
My-
pool.
My dating. No, I think for a long time, I just didn't think I was good enough for anybody. You know, like I look at the guy and I'm like, oh yeah, I'd date him. And then I'd sit there and go, but why would he date me? Like, I'm not
yeah.
this, I'm not that, I'm not this, I'm not that. Whoops, swipe to the left, I'm done. And then, you know, was never really happy with myself for a very long time. And still I have that. And it's something that's very hard to let go and to try, oh yeah, but you're this, that's what you see. If I could see what you see, then
Yeah.
maybe it might be a little different, but I don't see what everybody sees. You know, I'm very hard on myself. And it's taken a lot of time for me to actually like what I see. And
So-
sometimes, don't get me wrong, I do.
Yeah.
So where are you now in that process?
Not even halfway there.
We're getting her there.
I mean, I'm trying.
We're about
trying,
to put
but,
some boots on in a
but-
few weeks and shake her ass.
but I'm trying. But like, I get on the dating site and I look, and like for me, it's really hard because I'll look at a picture and I can tell within a matter of seconds if I'm going to swipe right or left, because I look, and if I cannot picture myself kissing you, I'm swiping to the left.
That's why I like the whole organic meeting somebody, because
Absolutely.
I've dated guys that are not handsome, according to some of my friends, right? Like, but I feel like when you meet them, get to know them, they become handsome to you. They become like, because you've actually had a one-on-one conversation.
Oh,
When you're
absolutely.
on a dating site, what were you
Oh,
gonna
I was
say?
gonna say, so there's this theory because everyone tells me that I date generally ugly men, and I said, and my
Your
excuse for
ex-husband is not ugly.
no,
He's not your type.
He's not my type,
but he's not ugly.
100%. I
Yeah.
went far left,
Yes.
but he's not ugly. But generally,
Yeah.
And I always was like, but they're funny, and they're like, yeah, but they're ugly. And my thing is, well, when I laugh so hard, I close my eyes, and so
Oh, that is
make me
so
laugh.
I love that.
And
I
then
love
by then
that.
I'm so in love with your personality, it doesn't
Yeah.
even matter at that point.
That's
And it's just
good,
like, I just
Lexi.
love you.
That is so
But see,
good.
and that's what gets me. Okay, because like I'm looking on you see the picture, and everybody thinks right away it's because you don't think he's good looking that you're going to swipe left, or you can't imagine kissing him. I look in that, and like the guys that are their first pictures are them with their shirts off and making muscles or whatever. I don't want that.
Yeah.
I'm swiping to the left. I've dated men that
Those guys are too
that
into
are
themselves.
a little overweight. I've dated men.
I
and
love
I
a
don't think I've
chubber.
really done really skinny. I think I've dated a couple guys that are really skinny. I want somebody bigger than me, of course. I don't want to crush them, but it's like you can even just like the first things that they write up there pops up with their picture, and it's just I just know that no,
But is it genuine? Because Seth said that yesterday.
it's words.
He was like, what he said. He's like, no one's genuine when you write those things.
That's why I don't
No.
write any.
But like we were saying earlier about lesbians, because my aunt met her fiance on there, and both of them said they genuinely went on there and genuinely wrote what they wanted, and they found each other My aunt was on there not even one day, and they've been together like 5 or 6 years, and they're engaged. But I think because they were sincere and they
Yeah.
put themselves out there.
Absolutely.
But but again, like you said, is it because they're lesbians? I don't know. Like
Maybe.
they're more honest. Where I don't see
with
it.
their feelings.
Yeah, I don't see a guy going on there and saying, "I want to take long walks."
No, because
Yeah.
if I was to ever see a man's profile, and not that I've looked at a dating profile, but if I saw it and he's like, I am genuinely looking for love, you liar.
Exactly.
See,
Exactly.
that's
So-
what I have.
See?
I have on mine. I have on mine, like, I really want to meet somebody, but then I also try to, balance it with some comedy.
Or do you have that in your bio? Like, I genuinely want to meet somebody. I'm looking for something long term. And
Yeah.
then you're like, all gym, shirtless. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No,
like those
yeah,
two.
no.
Not that you can't have both, I guess, but there's
Yeah.
gotta
Yeah.
be
And she doesn't do online dating.
no.
She believes in organic.
Yeah. No, it
I
does work.
believe in that too. I just don't go anywhere to meet anybody.
She does.
I do. I try, but then I'm also very like I tell my son all the time. Like I was like, I just hope like what if I want to be dancing in the car and like because I commute really far to work and then like someone just pulls up on me. But then like if I make eye contact with somebody in the car, I zoom. No,
Yeah.
That's a Hallmark
I'm just
movie.
kidding.
That's a Hallmark movie.
She doesn't believe in online dating,
Mm-mm.
but she met somebody online.
On Instagram. It's not online.
That's not
dating.
Oh,
online
that's
dating.
not
Well,
online
yeah,
dating.
it kind of is.
So I think
not.
that's
It's not
online
online.
dating because if you were never online, you would have
Yeah,
never.
but I don't have Instagram.
She's not dating
to date.
site.
Yeah,
I have
to date.
Instagram because it's passes
It
time.
just helped you
That's
date.
it.
Yeah.
No, that one time. One time.
So did this person find you through a
I don't know
mutual-
how. No,
Oh.
I don't know how. Like it was just like a For You page type thing, and so he is from California and everything, but he's in the military. So right now he's currently stationed somewhere far away. We'll just say that.
They all say Afghanistan.
No.
He's in the United
No,
States.
he's in the United States, and so then we started talking. We got into this whole routine where we're FaceTiming, like a whole routine. Like
Oh, he actually FaceTimes you.
no, we FaceTime all day, every day, like
okay.
our schedules.
She's
like
doing everything I'm against.
morning, noon, and night. Like
She's not in the basement
this
yet.
whole thing,
Yet.
like scheduling.
So it's a
and-
relationship now.
No, because I've never met this person.
How is that a relationship?
I mean, I don't know if you're talking to someone a lot.
And you're scared.
I mean,
showing
that's
it, telling
kind
me.
of
your
like
No,
schedule.
yeah, and it's like okay, and then so it got to the point where okay, like a month and a half in, he was just like, okay, if you're comfortable, I'm gonna fly you out here, and I was just like, no, not oh, so I was like, okay, like me, I was like, what do I have to lose at this point? Like, let's just go.
I have a new
Yeah.
sound for something like that.
Terrified
Yeah.
to tell everybody. I was like,
Oh,
they're
well,
going-
she makes the mistake of telling us 2 Sundays ago.
There it is.
I booked I told them after I'd already booked my flight because I already
Yeah.
knew where this was going. But to me, my luck, because they're like, you're gonna get killed. First of all, this is how I looked at it. We've been FaceTiming for almost 2 months, to the point where like if I was going somewhere, like because he knows obviously I have kids, he would be like, oh, why don't you take the kids to the movies or take the kids to do this, and he would send me money for that or
Oh,
like,
he's sending
little
you
things
money
like,
now.
oh, here's lunch, like go get
Yeah.
yourself some lunch because I'm at work, like whatever. And then when I was getting ready to go out there, he was just like, well, send me a list of everything you need so you're comfortable here.
So she comes to our house not this Sunday, the Sunday before. And we know about this. And we're all like worried for her because she's like a daughter to me. She's like, her and my daughter have been best friends since they were like 10 or something. I don't know. So her mom and I are like sisters, and her and my daughter are like sisters. So they're
Okay.
part of our Sunday thing. So she's there. And Seth is like the younger, bigger brother, I guess.
Yeah.
And Seth does think that he's everyone's daddy. And sometimes us women want to jump him. So she's telling us all this. And he's like, what? You're going where to do what?
You have children.
And he's so matter of fact. So as we're laughing, he doesn't think it's funny. It's like, what's wrong with you, Lexi? Why would you do that? Like, you have kids. Like, oh my God. And we're laughing like, haha, she's gonna get kidnapped. Her mom's like, oh, she'll fit right in her own suitcase. And Seth is like, this
Oh my
isn't
God.
funny. Like, and at some point I was like, we need to stop joking. Like, it's not funny.
Well, no, the funniest part was it because I was like, I'm telling them like I'm gonna be fine. I was like, look, if he wanted to kidnap somebody, he can kidnap somebody in his own state. The fact that he's going through all this trouble to kidnap me, like I was flattered. So I was like, I'm going,
Get in the
and I will
van.
let you guys know when I'm there.
So it already happened?
No,
No.
I got scared and I didn't end up.
So, well, this is why. So
Wow.
I was like, Lexi, like, what if you get killed? What if you're dead or something? Seth's like, I'm not going to the funeral. And Seth, and so Lexi kind of gets sad, and I go, "What?" She goes, "I just had a thought. Like, Seth would be at the funeral, and everyone's crying, and Seth would get up, and he would, and go, 'Why are you all crying? You knew what she was doing.'"
No, yeah, that my whole reasoning for not going is I had Seth in the back of my mind. I was like, "He's not gonna come to my funeral." And I was like, "What the heck?"
I was like, "Yeah, he's gonna be like, no, I got a game that day. Lexi
I
died.
gotta go to
That's
the
on
gym.
her. I can't. Yeah, I gotta go to the gym. I'm not going."
So do you still talk to the guy?
No, absolutely not.
So, okay, so when you broke it off, then that's when
Well, okay,
that's when you
so I
said
didn't
that.
break it. I mean, yes, I just texted him and said like I'm having like these little doubts, like I'm an overthinker. And so you would think a person would be like, okay, what is it? Let me walk you through this, like ease your mind. No. No, that was not the case.
Mm,
And so then I didn't go and I canceled the flight and now
They don't talk.
we don't talk.
that sounds like
Did
you
you change
avoided
your
a red
number?
flag, though.
No.
See, and that's what Seth said. Seth said, because originally, like the weekend before, he's like, "Let me look at his Instagram," and Lexi's like, "No." So yesterday, as she's telling us the story, he's like, that was his initial reaction, was anger. Like,
Yeah.
that's now you know exactly like who he is and
Yeah.
how he would
Yeah.
be, and that's what I think we were
You
scared
just
for
messed up
her.
his plan.
Mhm.
And the fact that he
Now he's
was
got to work.
providing, like, trying to get you all settled ahead of time, I think that's a red flag
That's
too.
cute.
Because
What are you talking about?
That's
no,
Like
no, no,
basement.
no,
That's
because
like captive stuff.
yeah,
Let me get what you
because
need for the month.
any
You're not
guy
going
would be
back.
like,
Yeah.
okay, let me set you up in a room where you can be comfortable first, and I can come get you, and we can go out or whatever, not just come with me. That's just weird.
And give me a list of what you need, and I'll get
Yeah.
everything.
Because you're never leaving.
Yeah,
once
Yeah.
you get
I
I'm
need to
locking
know
you
what
in there.
she needs on a date.
Once you're here, you're locked in, little girl.
Woman in the basement.
Yeah. So that's why I don't do online dating, because I don't ever want to end up like that.
Well, see, you don't have to do that part of it,
The
You can
flying.
do like meet. I met that first guy that I met him in the mall. Well, no, I met
Yeah.
him at his house, but down the street. But we went to the mall.
Yeah.
And we sat on the bench in the mall for hours talking, and it was great.
But do you think if somebody actually like inboxed you and was like, "Hey, let's go out," you would I feel like I don't know if you would actually take the step to go meet somebody and go out with them.
I just like I seriously got on Hinge and I'm looking and I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say yes. My problem is I'll like them, I don't send them a message.
Oh.
So I'm like, I liked
So you're not
him.
really ready to date.
I liked it. Well, the thing is if they don't pay for it, they won't see that I liked them.
well, they should be paying for it. But I think
You
as a
know?
woman, like you should never have to inbox the man first, ever.
Yeah. Well, that's how Bumble is. Well, Bumble is if you like them, whatever, you message them first. So you're not getting people, which I don't understand that because there's enough women. I'm sure there's a lot of women stalkers like there are men
Yeah,
that go
the
back and
Bumble,
forth,
the way they set that up was like you like each other, you match, and then the girl's supposed to reach
You
out
message
first.
And I like that idea.
Well, but that's not
actually.
what they do. The girls will
No.
just be like, "Hey,"
Hey, yeah.
and then the guys reaching out for you end up reaching out first too. So
But
they're
see,
kind
well,
of
what would you? Okay, so we're on Bumble and we match.
yeah. I've done that. Yeah.
Okay, and I'm like, oh, this guy, da 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 da. I don't know what I would say other than
Hey.
Hey.
Like,
Yeah.
what would you like
Well,
a
see-
woman to say?
Well, I mean,
What's up, daddy?
I mean, I'm fine with the hey, actually, but I'm just saying it's not equal, right? For a man, no matter what, whether it's match, whether it's whatever, when you're writing a message to reach out to a girl, it's like you're thinking, you look at the picture and you're just like, okay, should I go with the humor route? Should I be the sincere route? And it's like, and the same thing, really, kind of in a way, when you're out in public, you go to if you're at a bar or something, you see someone across the room that you're attracted to. Sometimes you don't necessarily go up there and say a line. But now that I'm older, I'll just
Some guys do, and they're cheesy.
yeah. So now that I'm older, I just go up and I say, "Oh shoot,
Uh,
I wasn't supposed to
we
happen."
know it's gonna be somebody.
That was, so you saw that one.
That was-
By the way, FYI, we were all warned by Solomon, no phone.
I even turned everything off the sounds, but I
It's
guess
the
the
alarm.
alarm.
I'm gonna start confiscating them
God.
at
Yeah,
the
the
door.
alarm, it doesn't matter.
But anyway, so yeah, now I just walk up and say, "Hey," I'll say like make an introduction, say, "Hi, how you doing?"
Yeah.
That kind of thing,
Eh.
and let's start a conversation. But online, you don't know what you're really getting, so it's like, man, what does she want from me? So like you try to tailor it a little bit, but
Yeah.
then, but then if you're just sincere, like, "Hey, hi, how are you?" Whatever. Sometimes, or different women have different things. So some women will be like, "I'm fine." You know what I mean? Like I don't want to, don't ask me how I'm doing. And some women on their profiles will be like, "I'm fine. I'm having a good day. I'm having a good week. Ask me something substantial."
Oh,
But
okay.
then
See?
Oh,
but then you ask
Correct.
someone something substantial, you don't know if they're gonna be like, dude, this guy's like coming on strong,
Yeah.
you
Well,
know?
if they say
Yeah.
that, then be like, you literally asked me to say this.
See,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
you know what I think too? Like, because I get the same messages. They're all the same. Hey, beautiful. Oh, I like your eyes. Hey, beautiful. Hey, this and that. And
Well, you do have beautiful
I don't do
eyes.
good with compliments because it's like I have a picture of me holding a damn orange fish. Ask me about that. I have a picture
But
at
they're
a, at
men.
a,
They're
at a
not
Put
country
going
that in
to.
your
at
bio.
a, at a
Just say
country
no
concert.
compliments.
You
Just
know,
straight to the point.
at a
Yeah.
country concert. You know, something like that. But it's the same thing. So if I look at a message and it says starts off with that, I'm not a queen. I'm not a princess. So if you call me a queen or a princess, it's deleted.
Oh, I'm a queen.
I'm
I'm
not
a
a
queen in
queen.
my house.
My name's Suzanne. I'm not a queen. I'm not a
Oh, I'm
princess. I don't
definitely
have a
one.
crown. I am me. I'm not.
So do you think that maybe you're just not you're not ready and open to date?
I am so open that when I first started on these dating sites that I would get messages and I would put I was messaging them and telling them the stuff that I was going through, the stuff that I've
oh
been
my
through. Look.
gosh.
And like anybody who knows me knows that I have a story.
Yeah.
And they got better 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Just put it that way. So I was messaging them and telling them, you know, this and this, because I think you should know this.
Yeah.
And then it's like, ooh, you don't hear from them. And my friends are like, you don't need to tell them all that.
Not
And
all
I'm
at
like,
one time. It's a
And
lot
I'm-
to read.
no, but I'm like, you know, this is something I think you should know because if you
Is
start
that
dating
like
and you
a-
go on Facebook, you're going to see some of my story on there.
But
I'm
let's ask
open.
Felipe because you're a guy.
Yeah.
So, because I am a firm believer in when I was out there, because I'm not out there right now. When I was out there, like I have 2 kids, one's gay, like blah blah blah. I'm a single mom. Like I felt putting it out there sooner than later was better, not to waste your time.
Absolutely.
But I didn't go into detail. I just kind of gave the basis of it. What do you think from a guy if you're online dating and you're inboxing her and she's telling you all this? Are you running for the hills or are
No,
you?
I think most men in general, they're usually like, yeah, see how it plays out.
What?
Yeah, but it
No matter
depends.
what you tell
Yeah,
them,
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
tell them like
Really?
you're crazy, like dude, I got arrested.
He's like,
Being
how
intrigued.
I mean,
crazy?
like, you know
That's
what?
Yeah, let me
Oh
see.
yeah, how much?
I mean, I guess it depends on how attractive you are.
And then
to them,
he's
you know?
then he's in handcuffs and he's
On
They're
a
all,
scale
attractive.
from 1 to
They're-
10.
If they're super high, you're gonna be like, hey, what? You killed somebody? Maybe
I'm
you won't
sure
kill
why
me.
a good reason.
Yeah.
why did you kill your
deserved
ass?
I'll take a chance.
Yeah. So you're definitely open for love. Like you're
Yeah, no,
you're
definitely. That's what I want. Like, as a matter of fact, the girl that I was seeing previous, that's the reason why I broke it off. Because, here's the problem, right? Like, we all have baggage now at this age, right? But when I don't want to say baggage.
Yeah,
but we
I
have-
call it life experience.
There you go. But anyways, I have my kids, I have my schedule, I have my custody schedule, whatever. And I met this girl, and we were we were seeing each other for a good while. But her schedule and my schedule, I was only seeing her every other weekend. So
yeah.
every other weekend, I would see her. It'd be great. She'd stay over. We'd hang
Do you
out.
text and talk and FaceTime all the time like they did?
Not really FaceTime, but texting during the week
Okay.
or whatever. But after like 2 days after the weekend, and now I'm not, now I know I'm not going to see her for like another 10 days. It was kind of like, oh man, like this is what I want. This isn't what I want. Like I want
Yeah.
someone, more in tune. Like where you've seen somebody,
More accessible.
more accessible.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I had to break it off. But I thought she was incredibly awesome.
She
you know?
bummed.
She was bummed, and that's the weird thing too, right? When you're dating someone that it's working out, and you have to kind of like hit the
Yeah.
escape
Yeah.
hatch or whatever. She, right away she's accusing me like, oh, you must have been seeing someone already, or you already, you were using
Crazy.
me, or you were like playing me, and I'm like, no, like I gave it a chance, like
But
I
was
gave
that
it a
ever a
chance.
conversation, like your guys' schedule? Like, hey, maybe I can fit in 2 hours between those
Yeah.
next weekend.
So we
Like,
talked about it, and then I was like, it's just like, then I started thinking, I felt guilty. I'm like, dude, I will never ask a woman, like, dude, like, can you dump your kids off? Like, no, if you want, like, be with your kids. Like,
That's
I
awesome.
would
they
never,
come
Yeah,
first.
that's
Yeah.
I would never tell
absolutely.
you, like, you got to do something with your kids because I don't, like, I have my girls. Like, I'm not gonna dump my girls
But there
off
has to be
for
somewhere.
a date.
there's a middle
There-
ground.
Right after, I think once you like somebody, like
Yeah.
in the initial stage, the first few dates, like, dude, I'm not gonna dump them
Yeah.
off to go
Oh,
on a
yeah.
date. But then once I like somebody, yeah, after that point, you're
Fine.
figuring
Yes.
it out, right? And then
So what if
it
you
progresses.
don't in the next year or so? Let's say you don't find someone like her. You don't find someone that you're connected to like that. Will you have regret?
You know what? That's a risk you take. I think about that. I'm like, man, am I really, ending something that could be special?
Because you could go find someone who has all this free time,
Yeah,
and then she's
yeah,
crazy.
I know.
So it's like,
But I'm
what-
still,
Why
I
did
still
you
feel
look
like I
at
want.
me
I
when
still
you
feel like I
said
want.
that?
I still
What?
feel like I want it all.
No, I
You
didn't
know.
look at you.
Do you think that as you get older, your dating pool is getting bigger or smaller?
I think it's getting smaller, but geographically bigger.
Oh.
So like, I
see?
feel like I
You could
don't.
You could travel.
Yeah. So I don't feel like I'm making
I'll leave
exceptions.
Pedro. I told her on the way here, I don't have a problem leaving Pedro. Like, I think it would be hard to date somebody out of state, but I wouldn't mind living somebody who lived in like Fullerton, Huntington, like, out of, like, I wouldn't mind. She's like,
Not in Pedro.
Okay, so
You travel further
Alina,
for sex games than you would for love.
um,
Yes.
you know what? Can't put a price tag on baseball. I have a question before I forget for you.
Yeah, go for it.
Is it harder to talk to women because you said you go up to bars and you talk to women in today's time? Like when we were younger, everybody talked to everybody, right? There
Yeah.
was never like, oh, I'm offended, or oh, don't say that, or oh my God. Is it harder to talk to women now than it was when we were younger? Are they all
I think it was harder for
open?
me when I was younger than it is now, and I think the reason why. Well,
No, are the women more open?
oh, are they more open?
Yeah.
I would say, I guess the places that when I am talking to women, I'm out at a place where they should be open to talking to somebody because, like, why are you going out?
Yeah.
I mean, not that you're there to meet somebody, but you should expect, like, if someone sees you and they think you're cute, like, they're probably going to say hello to you,
Okay.
And don't act like, fuck, I don't want you to talk to me. It's like,
Yeah.
well, like, okay, I don't have to talk to you, but you're kind of in a place where people talk to people. So,
Because I have friends and we've gone out and they're like, don't talk to us. And I'm like, oh my God, like you just said hi. Like it wasn't.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's why I asked. But that comes from women being so hurt by the men in their past that they're not
Possibly.
even open
yeah,
for a future with somebody. And that's why I
Yeah.
asked.
yeah.
I will travel far. You'd have to be worth it. You have to. I feel like what he said. Now that the kids were older, but when it was easier to date locally, which you guys know because
Yeah.
it's just right there. And you have kids. You don't want to date someone from Orange County, and you're driving back and forth, and you have work and the kids. That's
Well, I'm in
hard.
Orange County, but
Oh, are you?
Yeah, I'm in Costa Mesa.
That is far.
Yeah,
Oh, so you got to drive all the way home after this?
yeah. It's only like half
But
an
it's
hour.
not that far. It's
Yeah,
that's
20
not
minutes,
bad.
30 minutes.
4 or 5. Yes.
Right
Well, I think
now,
that's
it's
how I
not,
think about it,
yeah.
right?
Oh,
When I'm out,
wow.
going
Schedule
back to
dates
like
after
work,
7.
from work, some people that might live towards 25th Street or whatever, it might
Mhm.
take them 15, 20 minutes to get home.
It does.
you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, I feel you.
Well, at 5 o'clock, it takes me like an hour.
Yeah, I
but,
was gonna say, yeah.
but when I was nights, it would only take me like 25 minutes,
Yeah.
30
Yeah,
minutes
yeah,
to get
yeah,
home,
yeah.
anyways. You
Yeah.
know, so I was like, well, I'm not much farther than them.
So when so living out in Costa Mesa, that's
Yeah.
a whole different gene.
It is
pool.
different. It is different.
It's a
I mean,
whole different dynamic
yeah.
than
I have to admit, like living out there are plenty of women that are like kind of out of my income range because going towards Newport,
yeah.
there's some,
You can find you a sugar mama out there.
yeah, that'd be nice, but but they're expecting. I mean, they're used to a lifestyle. They're living like on the water. $15 million house or something. Yeah. So there's some really
Have you ever come across that where you've dated somebody and you didn't make enough money for them?
no, not they've never asked me like But I think after a couple dates, I realized like, dude, I'm gonna have to really like come out the pocket if I'm gonna. Keep
You're
seeing
like,
this person,
Act like
No.
which is not a big
Yeah,
deal for me.
yeah.
Like I don't mind spending money on a date, but it's like if you're talking
long
about
term.
All the
long term, if
time.
all of it's
Sustainable.
Yeah.
yeah, if it's sustainable,
Yeah.
all of a sudden it's like, hey, we want
Yeah.
first class tickets to Paris or something. It's like, okay, now we're
Yeah, not happening.
getting out of
Yeah.
out of hand.
And Lex, says you don't do online dating. And I have to compliment you. I was talking to Lorraine about the other day, like, you're such an amazing mom, but you still make time for yourself. Like and your kids are not affected by it. Like you're such a hands-on mom. And I think I was telling you, Suzanne, and
Yes.
so I'm like, I don't care if she goes out on a Friday night at 6 a.m., she'll be on that soccer field cheering for her son. Like it's never like, well, I'm tired or I went out last night.
I'll be
It
a
was
little hungover, but those sunglasses are on, and I'm still gonna cheer.
There you
So-
go.
But where do you meet people when you date if you don't do it online through friends?
It'll be like a friend's brother or a friend's friend, or like randomly I would meet somebody who knows somebody. Like we find somebody mutual, and then that's just kind of how it happens.
And you
Or
don't
work.
believe in online dating.
No, because no offense, please, but I just don't. To me, I feel like I'm still relatively young,
Yes.
and I'm like, it feels very desperate and
you're
very
also
like
out
clingy.
Oh, for
like,
the love of.
Really?
I'm sorry. I'm
But
saying for me
this is why.
personally, like,
Because she goes out there. She's very sociable. She doesn't
I could talk to everybody and
Because I get what she's saying, because if I was probably like grandma passes away, I might consider online dating. And I get what she's saying because I don't put myself out there. So I would have to do online dating, right? She is out there. She's younger. She's vivacious. She's like, go, go, go. She's
So
meeting
what
people.
she's saying is it's the last resort.
She's saying it's not for her.
not for me.
Yeah.
It may
No,
be in
kind of like a last
yeah.
resort.
in
If she
5
wasn't
years,
going
if I was
out.
still single,
Yeah.
I don't
like,
think you will
Yeah.
be.
you know, Gabriel tells me this all the time, and I don't know. So I would try not to panic thinking about it. But in 5 years, if I was still single, then maybe I'd be like, well, all right, let's give this a try. But I'm not there yet. I feel like when I go out, I just go out with you.
And you
it's just all
shouldn't be
friends.
there yet.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't be
Um,
there yet.
So I feel like at some point, like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
because you're able to go. I'm not saying that we're not able to go out there. I don't put myself out there. I don't. I hibernate.
I don't either.
I hibernate a lot, but I'm going to be 55, you know? And you should be out there and meeting people because I think that's the best way is to meet people out.
And my pool's big. Like I don't think I would go anyone younger than 30 because that's weird. Because then I'm like, well, you could be my son's friend, and my son's only 17, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would go someone like 50, like if you had a friend.
Would you?
You had somebody on the podcast, and I was like, what's this?
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't remember. Oh, you did. And I was like,
See, but I would go like 53-ish. I don't know.
really?
Well,
I
yeah,
don't
why
even
not?
want to really
Why
do
not?
53-ish. Like,
But it's like a young 53, like 53,
Yeah.
and we're like you could still put me on your shoulders at a concert. 'cause I'm little.
Lexi, anybody at any age can put you on their shoulders and go to a concert. That's
Well, and not be winded. Then.
And not be
not be winded. But I think that's why for you, online dating isn't really a thing because you're not afraid to go out there. You've always been very like, let's go, let's go, let's go. And I think I was kind of like that at your age. But I think now, like I am going to be 50 next Sunday. Who, Lord have mercy. I'm like, I don't even want to think about dating now. I'm like, like you said, I hibernate. I love being home. It's so much easier. But I also won't do online dating.
It's
Not
easy,
yet.
but it's hard.
Mm.
And the only reason
Makes you
I won't do
cold.
online dating is because I'm literally scared of like ending up in someone's basement.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I won't do it. Not like that.
So you need to do like double dating or something.
No,
or-
what me and my friends do, because I have friends that are online date. We always send each other locations. If it's like a local
Yeah,
restaurant, like
absolutely.
we will go and literally sit at the table and like, or we'll like, hey, we're down the street. Like, call us if you need us. Like, Gianna and Kim were like, we can fly here. Like, we can go here is the closest to this state that you're going to be in. It's a 20-minute, 30-minute, 2-hour drive, but at least we're close by if you need us. And
Oh,
like, that's the kind
yeah.
of friends that I have.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
you know,
That's true, but I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, I wouldn't be online dating if I had a pool of friends that still go out. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
well,
'Cause,
why can't
like,
you go out by yourself?
I have. And
Um,
it's like I don't know. I just.
Well,
I
I
don't
was gonna
know.
like.
I
That's
feel like I'm at an age where like if I do go out by myself, I feel like
That-
that's creepy. Like
that-
someone's like, what's wrong with that?
Yeah, that's like,
Like people are like, what's
yeah,
wrong
like,
with
what
that
is this
guy? Like, you know
doing?
what?
Yeah, what's
where's,
his story?
where's his friends?
No, he
Like,
needs
you
a
don't have
wingman.
friends,
you don't
like-
even have any friends.
Yeah.
You're the
Yeah.
lonely
So-
old guy at
You're
the
the
bar.
creepy,
So,
yeah, the creepy
I'll
lonely
still-
guy, the
but-
creepy lonely girl.
Occasionally, I'll still like,
Yeah.
like hit somebody up at the supermarket or something. But it's very strategitic. You know what I mean? Like it has to look like someone
That's
that.
old school. I like that.
But it has to look like some. I kind of analyze it. The situation. Me, I overanalyze even. But like, okay, does this girl? Like, 'cause I don't want to bother anyone when they're doing their. Most
Yeah.
women. I have a lot of women in my life. And my sisters. Nieces. And a lot of them say like, dude, like, do I have to like be on edge all the time because someone's want to talk to me? You know what I mean? So like,
See,
I
and
try to.
But I don't like that because I feel like that's why we have online dating because people don't organically meet because women are like, oh my God, don't talk to me. But if no one talks to you, then how do you
Yeah.
meet somebody? Like, you have to, like, if I was at the supermarket and it was a reasonable guy and he was like, oh, like, have a good day or like, you're pretty, I'd be like, well, thank you,
What
sir.
if it's an unreasonable man?
Then thank you. Have a good day. Bye. I would never be rude to somebody.
Yeah.
Like I've had like older guys like, your smile's so pretty. I'm like, thank you. And I keep going. I don't even like,
Yeah.
not even
Yeah.
gonna, but
There's
I'm,
no need to be rude.
yeah, there's no need
Yeah,
to
some
be rude.
guys like 53 is like,
Yeah, old man.
53 just, remember when you were in elementary school and
Yeah.
your teacher was 15, you're like, I don't know, my teacher's so old. So now that I'm going to be there, I'm like, I'm one of those old people. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh man.
No, it's funny. Speaking of that, like you look at things that we saw when we were growing up. Like for example, like Mr. Miyagi. He was like
Right.
55 when he was doing that movie.
Right?
What?
No.
Yeah.
But 55, he didn't look 55.
Yeah.
He looked
Okay, wait.
way older.
I just saw on like Facebook the Ropers. Like,
Oh, yeah.
okay, he
I love
was
them.
They were like in their 40s.
50,
wasn't it?
51 or
Yeah.
something. And I was like, wait a minute. He was younger than I am now.
Well, so that was
It was
the
in
age
somewhere
of the
in
role
the-
he was playing
Yeah,
in the.
That's how old he was when he was playing that role. He was
Oh,
like in his
yeah, but-
early 50s.
Yeah.
But
and
how old were they trying to portray him to be?
It didn't
though?
matter. Look at him. He was in his 50s.
Do you know who the Ropers are?
No.
Oh, for the
Oh,
love.
God. Somebody get her.
God
Three's
bless
Company?
her.
Mm-mm.
Oh my
You've
goodness.
never heard of Three's Company?
Suzanne
I've heard
Summers.
of it. I know who that is from Full House or whatever
No.
she was on.
Fuller.
Yeah, no, not Full
Fuller.
House. Step by Step.
Yes.
She was on Step by
Okay.
Step.
She was
so I
on
do
Step
know
by
her
Step,
from that,
yes.
and that's the only reason why.
But she was
Okay,
on
yeah.
Three's Company with
Yeah.
John Ritter.
Yeah.
And then the Ropers.
And I know
yes.
John Ritter from 8 Simple Rules.
Oh,
Like-
I'm dating my teenage daughter.
Yes.
Okay, there's Three's Company.
There they are right there.
Oh yeah, I've never.
Do you have a picture of the Ropers?
First of all,
I
I
have
thought
to
that
find
was
that.
Kris
Let's see.
Jenner. So
Oh,
I see the resemblance though.
Oh my God, we are so old. We are done. Like, we're totally done. We cannot
That
bring
is
anybody
great.
anymore on. Like, how old are you again? 33?
34.
Yeah, you're not up
34.
there. Like, yeah. Well,
What a
Steph's
great
35,
age.
but.
What a great age.
Right?
What a great age.
I think so.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm having the time of my
Man.
life.
I wouldn't be
Yeah.
online either when I was 35.
I
Yeah, that's what
wouldn't-
I'm saying. So
yeah,
it's not
me
like
either.
she doesn't have to be, right? Like,
Yeah, but at 35, I mean, well, I still didn't have kids at 35, so
34.
or 34. I'm sorry.
she's like, watch
I thought you
it.
said 35 earlier.
No, I'll be
Okay.
35.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I remember like it was pretty much like Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night. You're out like 3 nights a week, you know? So like there was no shortage of like meeting people.
Yeah.
You know, so you just have to like work in the dates and then like tell your friends like, dude, can't go Saturday, got a date, you know?
Yeah.
But you know, now it's kind of like it's just like finding the like my buddies to go out with, you know? So like it's like I said, it's like once a quarter.
So I'm having an issue with the girl you were seeing because it's
Okay.
bugging me right now, and I have all these things in my head. Because it's like I don't understand it. If you guys got along great, so you every other weekend, but I know your job, so I kind of that's
Yeah.
what it is. Like, what was you don't have to tell me what her actual like her hours. You guys couldn't meet for lunch
Well, it's 'cause-
one night
it's
a
just 'cause
week.
she
The
had her
kids.
kids like 90% of the time.
Oh,
so her kids are small. They're like 4 and 6. So she has 2 little boys.
So they don't even go like once a week with the dad.
No, they're only there for like every other weekend they're with him. So
Oh.
like it was like, you know, it's just tough.
Yeah.
Because I feel like
And then she
when
lived
you
far. So she was all the way out, you know, far.
past
There you
you.
go.
Like 35, 40 miles away.
Oh, so that's why too.
Yeah. And
Okay.
traffic's bad going that way. So it's,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
it's like
Okay.
a 45-minute hour drive.
Because I
know.
feel like when you meet someone and you just click and you get along, it's like,
So what I was going to say before when I used the incorrect word, I said baggage. But what it is like, right, is like you have, what'd you call it, life issues?
Experience.
life experience.
Okay. So
My
you-
sister taught me that because I
Okay.
told her one day I was like, well, everyone has baggage. She goes, it's stop. Then you're saying your life was kind of like shit, she told me.
Yeah.
She's
No,
like,
I
no,
don't
you have
mean that.
life experience. So we
Right.
don't use the word baggage,
Right.
we use life experience.
Yeah. Okay. So I have life experience. This girl has life experience. But now that you have that life experience, they have to mesh with
Yeah.
someone else's life experience.
Yeah.
So you could get along great without the life experience stuff,
Absolutely.
but it doesn't mesh with your
Yeah,
Monday
okay,
through
okay.
Friday or
Yeah.
whatever, or you know,
Yeah. Combining families
your
is
week
hard
long
and all that
schedule.
stuff. Yeah.
You know? So you're trying to find the time to, you know, just build a relationship, and it's like it's I don't want to use a terrible word that they used to use, but it's backed up because you see each other is moving forward, and then it's like standstill for like 2 more weeks, and then you see them a week again, then it's moving forward, then it's like on a standstill.
So if you would have dated somebody in between when she was unavailable, would she have been okay with that?
No,
No.
I'm not that way either. Like when I meet somebody, like I want to see where this goes, you know.
Yeah.
So that's why like it kind of bums me out that she's upset with me because like I feel like, dude, I gave it a chance. Like I
Yeah. So you guys
was
don't
honest.
talk anymore or anything? You guys aren't really like.
just texting a little bit, you know, here and there, and I'm trying to
Oh.
be, I don't know, I'm a nice guy, so
Yeah.
I'm just like I don't like to,
Hurt anyone's
yeah, I don't want to
feelings?
hurt anyone's feelings, but
Yeah.
at
How
the
long
same
were
time,
you guys dating?
started like it was like man, if I'm going, I think it was September, so
Mhm.
September, October, November, December, like 4 months, but it was like
Did you buy her a Christmas
but it's
present?
every 2 weeks. No, we broke up like just before that, I think.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
typical guy.
Well,
Breaks up with her so you don't have to buy
but
her a present.
I took her out to dinner like that week because her birthday was that week also. So we went out
Did
to a
you
nice
buy her a
dinner.
birthday present?
I just bought her flowers.
Okay.
But
He's all no flowers.
but you know, it was
That's
kind
because he
of
knew he was going to break up with her.
well.
See?
You guys are, that's not why. I mean,
Put him in a
But-
corner.
I know he's totally in the hot
Yeah,
spot right
yeah,
now.
yeah.
Back, I got your
That's why I
back.
brought my
That's-
hat. No, I can say that. But
He
no, it
knows
was
I'm just
like I
teasing
said,
him.
I can't say anything bad about her at all. Like only great things. Like really
Just
wonderful
the
girl.
timing's all off.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie. Like I thought, like man, if she didn't have kids, or if I didn't have kids, if we met,
Yeah, but you can't think
15
that way
years
because
ago.
that's
I know.
not.
Well, it's not the kids that's the problem,
No,
but
it's-
it's the schedule because
Yeah.
of the
Yeah,
kids.
having
Yeah.
more time.
the time. It's just the time.
Did you
Like,
start to getting to a point where you thought like your kids and her kids could meet?
No, we didn't get that far. I mean, for me, it's kind of I have to be really far along. Before. I haven't
Yeah.
even met. No one's ever met my kids.
Yeah.
Because I have to be really, really like certain. Like
You have to know
I have
what's
daughters,
going
so like I don't
Yes.
want
I think.
I don't want my daughters to think like I'm out there just like dating everybody and like if I don't want to introduce them to somebody, then introduce them to another person, then another person. They're thinking like, dude, what's up with?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
as you being the father, they're going to think that that's normal,
Yeah,
and they're going to grow up thinking like that's how they can be treated.
right.
And so that's awesome. That's really
Right.
big of you because a lot of guys don't think like that. They don't care. They'll introduce their kids to like everybody
Yeah.
and anybody, and that's
Yeah.
really big of you.
Well, because the other thing too is like I do everything for them. So like I don't need a woman to come in and like be a mom because like I'm like Mr. Mom when they're with me. Like I do,
Really?
yeah, like I do everything for them.
Oh,
I love
that's
it. Like
awesome.
I enjoy being a dad. Like
And how often do you have them?
So I have them 50%.
Oh, so you have them a lot.
So
too.
yeah, so it's like we have like a not to bore everybody, but she has them 2 days, I have them 2 days,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
she
yeah.
has them 5, then I have them 5.
Oh, okay.
So
okay,
like
okay.
every other weekend's mine.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
during
Oh,
the
that
week I have
works.
2 days.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
But it's awesome because we have our routine and like when they're with me, like I love it, and they go back to her, I get kind of bummed out, but
Yeah.
But yeah, we have a good time. We
So
have
then I
good
have a
time.
question with the online dating thing. If you met this girl you didn't meet online.
No, I didn't meet her on.
Oh, so I was gonna say, why would you put your geographic so far if you
Right.
don't want to travel? Like that would
Right.
be an issue.
Right.
But this one you met organically.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, damn,
No,
that
like I
sucks.
said, I liked her, but it's like I don't know, maybe I was an engineer before I worked on the waterfront, so I still think like an engineer. Like I feel like there's problems that have to be solved, and
Yeah.
like when I look at the problem and I feel like the solution isn't adequate, I'm like I just
What
you
is
know.
what if the solution's just when her kids grow up?
I
When your
know.
kids grow
Then
up.
you're
That's a
talking
long
Because-
time to wait.
Yeah.
But you know what?
don't-
Sometimes
Because her kids are young.
her
Yeah,
kids
they're
are
young.
young, and I mean,
He's not going to wait around 10 years.
I'm not saying wait around,
Okay.
but when you have somebody that maybe little things click. I mean, and I don't know. Don't get me wrong. I don't have kids. I've maybe dated maybe 2 people who had kids, and I met one of the man's kids. But when you meet somebody and something in their clicks, and it's maybe just okay, like you say, it's the time. You don't have you're seeing her every other weekend or something, so you don't have that time. And as things go, like her kids in school yet?
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Is I
The
think
6-year-old
The
maybe
one
is
is
in
but probably not
kindergarten, but the
4-year-old.
4-year-old.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying they have to grow up, but you never know where that'll be. You know what will happen in that time. You never
Yeah.
know. But I'm not saying, oh my God, he's gonna wait because you don't have to wait for anybody.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I asked him, what are you
Never.
going to do in a year if you haven't met somebody you clicked with like you clicked with her? Would you go back to her? Would you
No, I mean,
rethink it?
I can
What-
never go back, really, right? In
Never go back.
relationships.
Really?
Can
Never go back.
It depends what I mean. I don't see a problem going back if it's
Yeah,
something
I
like
agree with you.
time.
Yeah,
Now,
I agree
if
with
it's
you.
something else, yeah, you
Mm.
don't go back. You don't look back. But I don't know.
Wait,
I
I have
just-
a question for you because you have your kids 50% of the time, so you know your schedule with them.
Mhm.
So I feel like part of your problem dating this one girl was your schedule.
My
So
schedule,
you-
yeah.
Yeah, your schedule.
Yeah.
Your schedule's not going to change.
Right.
So do you think that you're giving dating a fair chance knowing what your schedule is? Like how do you go into that? Like knowing like this is what my schedule
Yeah.
is. Like so how fair are you being towards dating women?
Yeah. Well, I think that's
what
a
I'm trying
fair
to say?
question. No, it's a
Yeah.
fair question. But I kind of feel like what you just said about distance. If someone was a little bit closer and there was a little bit more flexibility to like,
Grab
be
a
able to see
lunch,
them
grab a
more. Yeah,
coffee,
grab a lunch,
catch a
grab a-
dinner. Because
Exactly.
even if you say, hey, Friday night, the kids aren't not gonna, they're gonna come back by 8 or 9. Like, hey, let's go grab dinner at 5. You'll be home by 8.
Right.
All those little things matter.
It does
Right.
matter. It adds up.
Because I mean, I'm free a lot of the time. Like I'm free Sunday night, Monday night, when I don't have my kids. So one week I'm free Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night, and then
Oh,
and then all day Monday, all day Tuesday.
yeah.
So I do have a lot of free time, but like I said, it has to be like her schedule. Someone's schedule it just has to match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not like, and I know half because that's what I told her. I said, look, I go, it's not that because she was saying that, oh, you don't want to date me because I have baggage. I go, no, it's not that you have baggage. It's that we both,
Yeah.
I don't want, just to use
Yeah.
her word,
Yeah.
I'm like, we both, and our baggage has to mesh,
Yeah.
because otherwise, like, how are we having a relationship?
No,
So,
and I think that's true. You can have two people and your chemistry is so great and everything's great, but if you're at different points in your life,
yeah,
that's hard. And it can be
yeah.
heartbreaking if you continue it and keep trying to, and then you get to a point where you realize it's just not. I would rather end it sooner than
Well,
later.
that's what I did too.
Yeah.
Exactly that. Cause like I started feeling like I wanted to see her more. I wanted to see her more, and I just knew that I couldn't. And I'm like, man, do I
Mm,
want to like wait until like I'm really like invested enough where like I'll be heartbroken? You
yeah.
know what I mean? If it doesn't work out. And then, truth be told, her divorce wasn't exactly final either. So I didn't know how things were gonna change or how
Yeah.
things were gonna get worse or better.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But
Did you meet her kids at all?
no.
I know she didn't meet
But
yours,
you know
but
what? I kind of felt like she was starting to like show
go
me
that way.
pictures of her kids and like try to push like, hey, these are my kids. Like, kind of do you want to meet
Wait,
them?
you never saw pictures of her kids like
I
in the
did saw
beginning?
pictures of her kids.
Oh,
Not the
okay.
well, I mean, but what I'm saying is I saw pictures of her kids, but then she
Okay.
started would send me a picture. Hey, look at my son. He's doing this,
Does
kind of
that
like
bother you
Okay.
as a man?
no, it doesn't bother me at all. But
Did it
the only
scare you a little? Like we're gonna what is it called? Put the horse before the cart or
yeah.
something like that?
No, because honestly, when I'm dating someone, I want to know everything about them.
Okay.
You know what I mean? If that's what and I think it's endearing too to see like, hey man, you're into your kids. Like I love that. Like I'm a family
Yeah.
man. Like I'm glad you're into your kids. Because I couldn't date a woman that's like, dude, like my kids, I can't wait till they go back to their dad. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it would just be like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like, man, you're not very motherly.
Motherly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's
Poor Felipe. We just
it's
totally
not.
put him
I
in the
know,
hot
bro.
No, no,
spot.
no,
We're
no,
like,
no.
so,
My problem is I think I answer everything people ask me. So it's
no,
like,
and you should because
That's
it's true.
good,
It is
though.
really good.
yeah,
It's just I feel like I completely understand you. I make it clear all the time. Because Solomon asked me one time after a podcast when it was all the guys. I think it was the one we did with Jimmy and Tom, and they're like, and Tony, and you're like, well, what happened if you met some really good guy and he asks you to go away for the weekend and it's baseball time and you don't go like that? You should. I said, no, because the right guy wouldn't. Baseball's 3 months. It's February, March, April. The other 9 months, if you can't ask me to go away then you really don't get me. Those
yeah,
are the 3 months that we're gonna do dinners or movies or when I can because it's baseball season.
yeah.
What
So
if
like
it's just like a once in a lifetime trip? Like something just came up. It's not that he
Lex,
doesn't
you
get
already
it.
know. Lex,
I
you
know,
know
but I
me and
just
Seth.
want you to just like veer a little bit. Like just
So I'm
yeah.
like, no. But my thing is like I get schedulings are hard. Kids are hard. Like she knows if other than baseball, I don't really have a not that I don't have a relationship with Seth, but he has his own life.
Yeah.
He's his own person. So everyone's like, oh, it's because of Seth. No. Like, could you imagine? Ooh, what were you gonna say?
It is because of Seth.
You think it's really because of Seth?
Yes, it
Yes.
is because
Whoa.
of Seth.
Whoa,
Seth
Solomon,
in
Solomon.
the most loving way, Seth. So okay. I look at yours and Seth's relationship and it's great and I love it. And I hope that Gabriel, and I think he does,
Yeah.
will love me the way that you and Seth are. The only difference I want is I'll always be mom.
Yeah.
100% I will always be mom. But I now am starting to realize the older Gabriel gets, Gabriel doesn't need me the way that he needed me 5 years ago.
Yes.
So I don't have to wait outside of practice. Like he's gonna be
Yeah.
a grown man. So while he's at practice for 3 hours, then yes, I can go and meet you for a drink or for whatever.
That's what I was telling him.
And it's different. And I'm starting to realize that now to where I feel like you would never budge. You're just like, I'm gonna sit here and I'm not gonna blink. And I'm gonna watch him.
It looks like a mother that
And-
doesn't want to miss a thing. To me.
No, and no, that's a great thing. And
but I think it also stems from our childhood trauma, right? Like
Absolutely.
but the games I will not miss.
Yeah.
Obviously, practice I don't. Now I don't.
well,
don't
no,
like
I'm
it.
saying, but
But if he had like games, like so, there's a weekend he's having a game up north, like 6 hours, and I'm not going that weekend, just because I don't want to drive by myself for 6 hours or jump on a. It's just too much. So I'm telling like a lot of my friends, like, hey, this is an open weekend. Like, however, I will be watching his games on my phone. But for me, again, it's only 3 months.
Yeah.
Out of that, like,
Yeah.
whatever you wanna do, whatever, like
I mean, I guess it depends on when you start seeing somebody, right? Because if you started seeing them like 2 months before those 3
What
months
if you started
start,
seeing him 6 months before those 3 months? So now you're
yeah.
9 months into this.
and that fool will know, oh,
He'll already
she's
know those 3 months
Yeah.
are
those 3
taken.
months, yeah,
Oh,
and this is my thing, after these 3 months, it's done, like, he'll go play this summer again, and then it's done,
See, I
Yeah.
think
and you
that's
can't
different. My kids
you
are year round every single weekend. So
oh,
at
I
some
was
point,
yeah. So, yeah, but you, like, you date, you keep up your friendships, and you are like, she's a little, like, butterfly. She goes, "Here, here, here, here." I mean, we live and I watch her, and I'm like, "How are you not tired?"
Because she's
very
34.
tired.
Like, you were at our what were you doing at our Halloween house for something, and then you went to a Halloween party after that?
Oh yeah, I went. No, I went to. Was
What
it
was
Halloween?
it?
I went to
Yeah,
from Janessa's 15th birthday party
yeah.
to another friend's Halloween party, and then the kids had to wake up and had to get down to San Diego like at 7 in the morning. So
So
I
we
was
were
like,
at a party, a quinceañera basically, and it was a masquerade quinceañera, and she was there, and then she left, and then when I got home, I was, like, scrolling Instagram. They're fully her and her boys are fully costumes at another
showed
party.
up to the masquerade, black tie, gowns, then changed in the car,
Yes!
costumes, different makeup, everything.
Yes! I was like,
And then 7
"Lexi."
in the morning, I got a baseball cap on, and we're like, going to San Diego.
Yeah.
Here we go.
So that's what I'm saying. For her to date online, I don't see it because she meets people everywhere. People flock to
Yeah.
her. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
She doesn't have a problem. But that's also her personality. Where I feel like I've gotten older and I'm more closed off. I think you're definitely like me. Like,
Oh,
and it's our life experiences that we've gone through that closes us off, right?
I'm like in a vault.
But see,
Yeah.
I also have, I feel like, a lot of life experience
Oh yeah.
for my age. A lot of it self-inflicted, yes, I know, because I'm a self-aware person.
Inflicted.
Self-inflicted.
Yeah, like I didn't need to go through a lot of the things I went through. I did that to myself, but that's fine.
That's a whole different
Yeah.
podcast.
Neither here nor there, but I do have a lot of life experience, and I look at it to where you're saying you guys are closed off because of yours. Like I think, like, why should I let that stuff make me jaded? Like, because that's not fair to the people. Because of things that have happened in the past, that's not fair to people that I meet in the
Yeah.
future. So I refuse to be jaded, and I go into everything.
You
like,
really do.
and
And I love that
I go
about
into
you.
everything like I've never been hurt before, and like that's just I feel like how everybody should be.
But I told you that before she came. She's like, "What? Like what? Like let's go." Like
Yeah.
she's just that's who she is as a person. Like nothing's going to stop her. She does not know you're 4'11". She does not know that. She is 6 feet tall. I'm like,
I thought you
all
said
right.
10 feet tall.
What did you
Yeah,
say?
You
10
said
feet.
10
10
feet
feet
tall.
tall.
earlier.
All right, guys, we are way past our
we passed.
time. Yes, we've got. Thank you so much. Oh my God. Like I don't even know where the last 50 minutes went.
Yeah,
That
it
was
was
like,
pretty quick.
yeah, I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, Solomon.
Yeah, sure.
Please. What'd you say?
I said, yeah, sure.
You know what? Real quick, before I came, the first time I came, I did not know about your Harry Potter closet that you just took me into to get all of our stuff.
Oh,
If I would have known about that, I probably
oh, you probably wouldn't have come here, huh?
yeah. So please like, subscribe, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and join us next week. Thank you. Bye.